Alright, very first thing that we are going to do is lay our metal out on something flat. Then we're going to take our ruler or tape measure or whatever we want to use to measure this out. We're going to line it up, and we are going to mark the metal at 1 inch, 2 inches, 2 1/4 inches, and then we're going to come down and mark it at 10 inches, 14 inches, and then 15 inches. And to mark this, what we're going to do is we are going to take an awl and we're just going to kind of scratch into the metal to mark that. Alright, as you can see, I've gone down and I have scratched into the metal at every single point. Here, let me line that up. It's actually on with the 10 mark, as you can see. Then we have the 14 mark and the 15 mark. Alright, so now that we have our marks on here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our square, we're going to lay it up on there, line it up with our mark. Once we are lined up good with our mark and we know that we have it butted up to the edge here, we're going to take our awl and we're going to scratch the metal. Okay, and then I'm going to move down to my next mark. I'm going to do the same thing, get it lined up really good. Scribe it. Move down to the next mark. I'm just going to keep repeating that until I'm all the way across where I need to be. Give you a close-up real quick of what I'm talking about. So there's my mark. I need to make sure that the square is set all the way up against the metal, and then I'm going to slide it up to the mark right there. Okay, so the mark is right on my edge, and this square is sitting exactly flush with the metal. It's not tilted a little bit like that or tilted a little bit like that, because that'll throw off my line. I want to make sure it's flush up against there, get it to my mark, and then I'm going to take my awl and I'm going to scratch down right along that. Once I have my metal marked, I can pull that away, and as you can see, there's a nice little fine line there that I'll be able to follow later on. That'll show me exactly where I need to go. One thing that I do want to point out, if you are using one of these squares, you'll notice that it doesn't quite make it to the end. So your lines are actually going to stop right about there. So what you'll have to do is you will have to take this, you'll have to flip it over to the other side, line it up with it, and then you'll have to finish your mark out to the other side of the metal. Now that I have my metal marked on this side, you can see my lines on it. Everything is good to go on this side. I'm actually going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same exact thing over. Now, what I need to be sure of is that when I flip this over, the side that I'm measuring from stays the same side. So if this was my 0 mark on this side before, this needs to stay my 0 mark on this side. Because if I don't, so notice those lines there, when I flip it over, they match up perfectly with, see if I can get it, these lines on this side. If I didn't do that, they wouldn't match up. So I need to make sure that I know which end to start from with my 0 mark on my ruler.